Hello everyone, and welcome to Chess Games Explained. This is the game which I played yesterday against Chess Titans, the old computer app, which was used to be a free app, used to get on Windows Vista. Me playing white, I played e4 as usual, and we got c5, the Sicilian, and knight to f3. Here black has a few options, but black could play like knight c6 and a few other moves I think as well. I think d6 is a move, yeah. So there's a few options for black, but the computer opted to play the French e6 Sicilian, and the computer says that I should play either knight c3 or c3, presume with the idea of pushing to d4, so we've got some different structural ideas for white. But I played the move d4, which is also playable, just attacking the centre straight away. And we got the correct move in pawn takes, and the computer actually wants me to play bishop e2, although actually it does say now knight takes d4 is a move, so yeah, it looks like bishop e2 is another move, just delaying the recapture, I think. Is the idea with that, but we got this variation with knight takes, and obviously I do have an undefended piece. Well, it's defended by the queen, but obviously if I move my bishop in front of my queen, then it wouldn't be defended. Or if I want to play bishop d3, which is quite common in Sicilian, since white's traded the e pawn for a centre pawn. Sometimes that can be necessary to do that. I mean, usually you don't want your bishop being blocked by your pawns, but sometimes you have to play that. So it's a slightly precarious position for my knight, just because black can attack it with some moves, so it's something to watch out for. Black could continue with something like knight c6 with the idea of trying to trade this knight, and then maybe something like a dragon, like with g6, bishop g7. We got knight f6 in this particular case, so this is a rather normal variation of the Sicilian. And knight c3, which does always require some calculation. Sometimes black has some tactical ideas that can win this pawn, but black should play knight c6 here, trying to trade this centered knight for white. That's the best idea for black. Bishop b4 is not a good move, really, from black. And white can actually play e5. I mean, obviously this is pinned, so black's attacking this pawn, but yeah, e5 is a good move for white now. But I played bishop to d2, which is playable, and yeah, d6 is a move we often see in the Sicilian. d5 is a slightly more aggressive move, that's also playable, and e5 is also a move, so looks like black has some options as well. So yeah, e5 obviously, as mentioned before, would attack the knight, forcing my knight to go somewhere. So some ideas for black. But yeah, d6 is coming out there. But yeah, queen to b6, obviously attacking my knight on d4. Again, my queen's blocked from defending my knight, so queen here attacking. But it's hard to say if the queen's actually good here in the Sicilian. I have had another game where I've seen the Sicilian dragon with the bishop on g6, and the queen wasn't actually so good here because of knight to d5, but obviously that's with the e6 variation, that's not actually a threat. At the moment this bishop's defended by the queen, but yeah, I came up with this idea of playing knight d to b5, which is a good move. We maybe want to play knight c7 check in some variations. My knights defend each other, and yeah, the bishop's no longer defended, obviously. So yeah, it's an interesting move, this one. Now black should castle, but black played bishop takes c3. Now the computer wants me to play bishop takes c3. That leads to an advantage for white, but it's a complicated line. So I just played knight takes c3. This is just redefending my pawn, because obviously black's idea was try and take my pawn. So black basically played bishop b4 and traded it, so it didn't really help black. Now obviously the b2 pawn is attacked, although not really. I think maybe he did take it. Yeah, so we did get queen takes. So this is actually a very bad move for black. I played rook to b1, and it actually says he should take now, but he played queen here. Knight b5 is painful, and yeah. So I mean, if we just take here. Well, actually, I mean, there is knight c7 check, but it's actually better apparently to play bishop to c4. I think the idea is this is a deflection decoy. It's a decoy tactic. So if queen takes, then we've got this nice move, knight d6 check. This picks the queen up. So I have to like king f8, queen. Yeah. So yeah, so that's rather. So that would have been a good way for white to continue. But I just played bishop to d3, which is, you know, it's still a good move. You know, the queen's not really well placed here, so at some point I can attack it, and I did. So, but at the moment, notice there's this pawn on d7, so the king is you know, securely protected by these pawns in a sense. But it says that black should still castle, because obviously black would like to move these pawns and develop the pieces. We see that these pieces haven't moved. So after d5, obviously at the moment both sides haven't castled, but now we have this open diagonal. So I think knight b5, yeah, knight b5 is still a good move. And obviously now the queen does have the e7 square, but still I think, you know, this obviously covers c7. But it seems that black still gets into some trouble with that line, since you're giving up a knight here. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, so that's a line to look at. But yeah, yeah, so knight to b5. Oh, I think I've just got to get the position here. So yeah, so d5. Let's stick with the line for the game. Yeah, sorry, castling from white. Yeah, so yeah, knight b5 is the more precise move. It looks like white can get some serious advantage playing that. I haven't looked at that line too much, but I just castled. This still is good for white. It doesn't lead to as much an advantage, but it's still good for white. And now knight takes is another mistake. We just take back, which opens a line for this bishop, and d takes e4. This is where the idea came in. So I could just play the bishop to e4 here. This would actually be fine, but I had other ideas. I wanted to clear the bishops off the d file and get my queen active here because of these undeveloped pieces. So I found the move bishop to b5 check, expecting bishop to d7, which was playable in an earlier position, but there was no way to actually follow up with an attack. And then the key idea here is not to exchange. This is actually, yeah, this is good for black. It actually says the position's equal after that. But after bishop to b4, because of the position of this queen, now black has some issues because queen to d6 is coming, and after queen takes a2, now we get to see the idea. So actually the best move is to take this and basically not get mated, but after this now we get queen to d6 with the idea of my queen, and well, bishop already was preventing black from castling because obviously you can't move through check. You know, and basically all the white pieces are pressuring on black's king. So, you know, material situation, we see that black is up material, but the only piece out is the queen, which is not well placed. You know, my king is securely defended. I have two rooks on the back row, so there's no threats there. And, you know, queen to e7 is mate, so black needs to do something about that. So one thing you can do is king to d8. It's still a mate, unfortunately, in 10 with perfect play here. So rook f to d1, and yeah, again the best move is queen takes b1 as this obviously forces my rook away. So I think actually the engine likes to play this rook here instead, just for that reason, because black can't do that. Although maybe black could play queen b1 or queen a1 or something, I don't know. But rook f to d1, and here we got the move e3. So I don't know, maybe black was just trying to play e takes f check, but just delay the move. But obviously it doesn't really help black. Queen e7 check now, attacking the bishop via discovery. Well, the bishop was already attacked, but this is obviously check. And after king c7, now we play rook takes d7. So you see all the white pieces here. Now, yeah, knight takes d7. I think is the only. I think there's two moves. I think king to c8 is a move. Yeah, 3 moves actually. 3 moves. So we've got king here, or knight takes. I think that's it. Yeah, there's only 3 moves here. I think they're all a mate in 3. I didn't actually look at this, but yeah, there we go. So 3 moves. Yeah, so everything else is mate in 1. Yeah, king to b6. Yeah, just rook b7 mate. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, sorry, queen b6. Yeah, queen b6, and king c8. Yeah, rook c7 mate. Yeah, so yeah, knight d7 was the right move, if you can call it a right move. And now, yeah, queen takes d7 check is a move, but that's a slower mate. So I actually played a better move here, queen to d6, because this forces the king to go to c8. I don't think there's another move here as well. No, so the king. Well, actually, this would lead to a mate in 1. So there's no king here to d8. That's a mate in 1. So yeah, king c7 is the only move that makes any sense. And now we take the knight with check, which leaves the square on d6 available to give mate. So the only move, king to b8, I think. Yeah. So king b8 is the only move, and then bishop to d6 is mate. So yeah, nice game. There, I was quite happy to find some of these ideas, because obviously I was down material, but yeah, it looked like it was a good game. So yeah, definitely one of the more interesting games. So yeah, this is Chess Games Explained. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.